Hey everybody, I want to go through an example today on how to optimize your listing after you've created it for the first time, or if you're just getting ready to create your listing. So what I have here, this is a CourtKit. This is a pickleball pre-measured and pre-cut tape that anyone can purchase, and everything's already pre-cut. You can go down and put it on your concrete court or cement, asphalt, wood court, whatever it may be. And just in a matter of minutes, you can create an entire pickleball court that is in regulation. This so happens to be one of my students, Michelle, who's currently in our mentorship program, and she asked me to compare it to one of the top competitors in this general niche and to provide her some feedback on how she can improve her listing. So I just want to share with you the things I look for, and you can apply it to your own listing or if you're helping somebody out to their listing. So the first thing I always start out with is the images. Now, fortunately for Michelle, she did an excellent job in creating these images. The first main image with the white background shows her custom packaging, the CourtKit packaging here. Also includes the pickleball here, which may or may not be included at this point. We're not entirely sure, so that may be some feedback. And then all the pre-cut and pre-measured pickleball tape shown here on the left. This main image is great because it shows the product, it shows exactly what you will receive as a customer, and it's an extra incentive if you do have custom packaging to go ahead and to place that if it's relevant to your product type. Now, as far as the number of images, I want there to be at least 6 images, which she has 9, which is excellent. That's the maximum you can have. And then I have some criteria of my own, which I always look for. The first criteria is you want at least 2 lifestyle photos, and this does not have to go in order from second and third. This can be anywhere throughout those 6 to 9 images. So she has a lifestyle photo here, and if you're not familiar what a lifestyle image is, a lifestyle image just shows the product in use in a real life scenario. So she has one here. Looks excellent, shows the entire product in the tape on a pickleball court. And it looks like she has a second one here, so that meets my criteria. And she actually has a third one, since she has 9 images. She has 3 lifestyle photos here. So I love to see that. The second type of image I look for is something that contains her main features and may or may not contain diagrams or infographics. Those are common things you'll see throughout professional and high quality Amazon product photos. So in our third photo here, she has the icons here, which highlight the most important features for her product, that it's waterproof, weather resistant, non-reflective, and so forth. So that's great. There's one there, and I always look for at least 2. Looks like her fourth image is on instructions, which is somewhat different. That's actually the next image that we look for. And then she also has one here. So a great way is to, what she did here too, and what I recommend doing, is to have one image for your main features to highlight kind of the general features, and then hone in on maybe 1 or 2 of those features and elaborate a little bit more or showcase it in a different scene. So she does that here, the ultra adhesive and ultra thin main feature that we saw in that previous image now goes to show some more descriptive detail on that and some more images on that unique feature. So that is the second type of image. And the final third type of image, which should only include at least one, should be your product dimensions or maybe instructions in how to actually use your product. So we just saw that here. This is instructions on how you unroll the pre-measured and pre-cut tape. You put it down and you can start playing. Very simple. She also has an image here which shows what the kit includes. So if you want to go beyond the 6 images and add more, this is also another great image to add, showing any guarantees that you may have as well as what the customer will actually receive. So it looks like the customer will not receive that pickleball. So that would be my first feedback for her in the images, which is very minor feedback for how great these are done. I would just put in here, I would remove probably the pickleball or add it on the second or third image and then put in fine print that the pickleball is not included. I know that sounds pretty ridiculous to do, but from my own experience, I've had terrible results whenever I've gone ahead and included something in my images and a customer thinks that they're going to receive it. They don't receive it, even though it's pretty blatantly obvious, and they go ahead and leave a negative review or it leads to a return. So last thing we want is a customer to purchase her product with the assumption that the pickleball is included and it's not, and they leave a bad review. So that'd be the first amount of feedback I would provide for her, but overall, great job in the images. The second section I go to is the title up here. Ideally, we want this to be between 150 to 200 characters long, which I can tell just by looking at it, this is probably 180 or 190 characters, somewhere in that ballpark. So that leaves us with a little bit of room if we want to add anything else. Now, when it comes to just adding more for the sake of adding more to get to that 200 character limit, don't go ahead and do that. You want this to be, one, it should help you with your search engine optimization and your search rank for your listing. But the most important part of your title is that it tells your customer what your product is, any unique features, and anything that they should be aware of. So let's take a look through this. She has pre-measured, pre-cut pickleball court marking kit, features 2-inch wide. That's good to put any type of dimensions in there. That typically comes at the end, but it's not a big deal if it's here. Ultra adhesive, so she goes under her main features here, and also where it's to be used, indoor or outdoor court, concrete, cement, and asphalt. So there are a couple things that I think we can do to improve this. The first is we definitely want to move this main keyword, which describes our product, to the very front. That is pickleball court marking kit. Now I'll tell you why exactly. So if we take this keyword, actually better yet, let's go to her first listing page for pickleball court marking kit. So I type that in. Let's find the top listing on the first listing page, which appears to be this one right here, even though let's click this one, A11N. They have better views, but they definitely have the largest monthly revenue that we can see here. So I'm gonna click this, and then I want to search the keywords. I want to see what the top ranking keywords are for this ASIN and this listing. And my guess is that pickleball court marking kit is gonna be pretty high. Yes, so that's the fourth one down here. And that has over 3,638 monthly searches just for that specific keyword phrase. Now, the reason why we want to put that at the very front instead of having pre-measured and pre-cut is because Amazon's search algorithm actually takes that into consideration. The first couple keywords are the most important. So if a customer were to type in pickleball court marking kit, she actually has a good chance, even though she has a 0 review listing and it's brand new, there's a good chance in a low competition niche that her product listing could pop up on the first or second listing pages. However, the way it is right now, these are the most important keywords with how her title is organized. So my feedback to her would be to put the pre-measured, pre-cut directly after pickleball court marking kit, or somewhere in the middle to the end. I think it's an important feature to add, but it should not be the top of your title and shouldn't be the most important keyword phrase for search rank. Okay, and the second thing that pops out to me is really at the end here where it says indoor, outdoor court on concrete, cement, asphalt. Since this is an indoor court, I know there's cement or concrete indoor courts, but there's also hardwood or wood courts that we can add into here. So I'm going to see how many characters this is to see if we could add maybe hardwood at the very end here. So go to this character count tool. We can just type in charactercounttool.com or search for it on Google, and I will paste in her title. And look at that, it's 190 characters long. So we have about 10 keywords left. What I would do at this point is I would try to see maybe I can put hardwood, because I think that's for people looking to use this tape inside, they may be playing on a hardwood basketball court, and therefore it's just good to add in that keyword since we have a little bit of room. So if we do add hardwood, coincidentally, that does put us exactly at 200 characters, so this would be fine. The other option, let's say if it were to go over, she could just put wood here. That really gets across the same message. So that would be my feedback to her, is to add wood at the end, and then also to take pickleball court marking kit, put that at the front, and then we'll remove this space. All right, the next section is her bullet points. Now you can see on the desktop at least, and you can only imagine on the mobile version of the Amazon app, there's a lot of text here. And as a customer, and especially with customers having a shorter and shorter attention span every single year, it's very important to get your message across as concisely as possible. So what I would tell her, without even reading any of this at this point, is to go ahead and to make these very concise, meaning they should be 1 to 2 sentences long, no more than 2 sentences per bullet point, and it should be roughly between 150 to 250 characters. So if we take a look at this pro quality one, we have 1 sentence, 2 sentences, 3 sentences. Too much, right? Now there are a few ways that we can make this more concise. One, you can go ahead and you can analyze this, summarize it, and to make a concise 1 to 2 sentence bullet point. 2 other ways I'll share with you. One is the new Apple Intelligence. If you have a Mac or an Apple product or an iPhone even, you can right click it, go down to writing tools, and then select make concise. Now if you look on the left hand side here, you can see it working its magic, and now we have it all down to 2 sentences, which is great. So it took everything from those 3 sentences and made it more concise, which is just better for the attention span, and also gets your message across that much easier. So I'd recommend her to do this, or the second option would be to copy this, go to Seller Buddy, which is the app I created for on-the-go Amazon training, and there's a tool for the pro version called Seller Buddy AI. So we can go to this and we can say, make this bullet point more concise. And then we will paste that entire bullet point, click go. And in a matter of, I'd say probably just a couple seconds, it essentially did the same thing that the Apple Intelligence did. it took those 3 sentences of that bullet point and marked them down to 2 sentences. The text is slightly different, but all in all, it's created a more effective and better bullet point. And what I don't recommend doing is just copying this and pasting it back into your bullet point. Use this as a foundation, tweak it a little bit so it sounds more natural, more human, if you will. That way it's easier for the customer to read and understand versus reading what a robot created. All right, so I'm not going to go through each and every one of these, but I'm just going to point out some great things that she did and then also some things that she can improve. First, she has 6 bullet points here. It's recommended that you have 5 bullet points. Adding a 6th bullet point isn't going to really hurt you that much, but just make sure you try to be around that 5 level, no more, no less, ideally. But if you really have something great you want to say, such as this is a small business handmade product in Arizona, I can see the benefit there. So just make this section more concise. The second thing that I noticed is this 6-month guarantee on pickleball court lines. Now, what I remember seeing in the images, if we go back, there's a 1-year guarantee. So my communication back to her and the feedback would be, is this the same warranty, this 1-year guarantee versus 6-month guarantee? Or did you go ahead and you reduce that down from 1 year in the images, from the time you created the images, down to 6 months when you create this listing in bullet points? It really does not matter to me, but what does matter is the consistency. If you are not consistent throughout your images, product description, bullet points, and titles, you create confusion for the customer, and confusion either leads to not a converted sale, meaning they're going to leave and go to a different product listing, or it may lead to some negative customer feedback if someone were to actually proceed forward with this guarantee at 6 months or after that point. So important to be consistent throughout. And the last message I wanted to say on this is always have a section to show what's included. This could be down in your product description, it could also be in your images, or it could also be in your bullet points, or all of the above. It's very important to tell the customer blatantly, here's what to expect, here's what you're going to receive. Very, very clear. All right, so she did also a great job there. This listing is looking great. Now, the one issue I do have with this listing is this product description section. If you're a customer, are you going to read all roughly 2,000 characters or over 300 words? No, probably not. And if you put this in the mobile version of the app, no, it's just a book and a paragraph of information that you're going to skip past and just go off of the bullet points and images. So what you should do with this section, Michelle, is what I recommend doing is to add your A+ content into this section. And to do that, all you have to have is a brand and the professional selling account type. You can go ahead and you can add images and modules to really demonstrate some more unique features of your product. I think that'd be a much better way of communicating to the customer what's great about your product, why this is better than all the other pickleball tape on the market, in a diagram or image, visual manner, if you will. So I'm not even going to read through the text because I think that section should not be there. And I think she's actually in the process of doing that anyways. Lastly is the product information section. I looked through this and everything appeared to be okay as far as the information she provided for technical details. One thing I will say, since she hand makes this product, and I know that you're not aware of this, but what she actually does is she receives the tape from a supplier and the custom packaging, and she actually cuts everything to the pre-measured, pre-cut amounts, and then she assembles it into this CourtKit. So what I would say to her is take out the manufacturer for the tape or the adhesive, and I would change this to CourtKit. That's something you can do at this point, and I think it's just going to create some more credibility for her listing. Okay, and the final thing I want to say on this is that she does not have a video currently. I would recommend adding a video, especially for a product that you can't really show in its entirety or how to use that in its entirety through text or through an image. This is a product where you have multiple pieces, shown here, all the different tape, and then you obviously have to put it down on some surface to create your pickleball court. So if she added a video similar to one of her competitors, which I'll bring up their video, I think this would just take her listing to the next level, and this really will lead to a very high conversion rate because me as a customer, I see very clearly what I'm going to receive. I can see how many pieces I get and then also how to use this product, as we can see here. And it's also a great opportunity to demonstrate some more of those unique features specifically for your product. What they do well here is at the very end there, before showing their branded logo, is they showed all the different courts that you can put this on: hardwood floor, cement, concrete, and so forth. Now, this is one of the many services that are included within my mentorship program. If you're interested, check out the link in the description and we can work together so you can have a professional and quality product listing such as Michelle's here. And I can help you take it even a step further by providing feedback. That way you are ready for your product launch.